Good morning and welcome back to A Life Worth Living. I am Frederick Groth and I believe that God has a plan and purpose for everyone. I have a message of hope and truth to show you a life worth living. This morning in Numbers chapter 29, we talk about this topic of disciplines, daily disciplines. Now we're moving on to the next level of discipline, and that is weekly, monthly, I guess we could say quarterly and yearly disciplines. So God didn't just give Israel a daily feast schedule. He also gave them a weekly one. He gave them seven I didn't write it down. There was a number of yearly feasts that they would have. I think they were approximately quarterly. And there was a purpose for each one of these gatherings. They were to cleanse from sin, to renew consecration, to remember the past. The feast itself was a remembrance of a specific event in the past. And this way, Israel would always be connected to what God had done for them in the past, what they had done against God in the past, how things were fixed in the past, and how to move forward into the future so that these blessings would continue and the negative would not. So, in application to us in regards to personal success and success development in our lives, we need to have times, not so much vacation, but time we can set aside to contemplate, to review the past. That is why these journals are so important, because that we can review each day. We can go back quarterly and sit down and do a quick review of the past quarter and say, okay, this is where we've come from, this is where we want to go. Did we go off course? What do we need to adjust? How do we stay on course? Personally, over Christmas, I haven't done it very often in my life, but I made an effort going into the new year to do a yearly review and to project upon myself, what am I looking for in the new year? That is one of the reasons why we changed the topic line in our videos. Last year we had the more factor. This year we have a life worth living. We're growing. We're becoming more success minded. We're becoming a better people. And so our direction adjusts a little bit to accommodate for that being better, being more, a life worth living. And so we must not just have our daily disciplines, but we must set aside time, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, sometimes quarterly, and definitely yearly. We've got to have these times set aside so we don't end up spiraling back into a situation that is going to cause us to derail our success. When Israel stopped following the commands of God, it was because they stopped the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly get-togethers. When they stopped the remembrance, when they stopped the consecration, when they stopped remembering what God had done in the past, their future fell apart. So if you want success, you've got to remember where you came from. You've got to review what you've been doing and adjust so you stay on course. If you don't review, you will fail. So, get it together. Remember the past. Remember what you've done right. Remember what you've done wrong. Adjust and keep heading forward. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Get up and go and live a life worth living now.